puts the lotion on its skin. Hello and welcome to another comic book order opening at Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. It is Tuesday, June 5th, and these comics will go on sale at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, June 6th. So you're getting a little sneak peek. We're going to start off today with something that I know quite a few of you have been anxiously awaiting. You enjoyed the comic, and now you're wanting the hardcover. Tons of these babies are here. It collects Dark Knight's Metal 1 through 6, all in one book. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Batman, DC, Metal. What could go wrong? So those are here. That'll start us off for this week's order. Next up, we have from Action Lab Comics, Aberrant, issue number 1. Kind of a wild looking cover. Actually was in our top 5 best covers of the week voting this week. Then from Marvel, part of their relaunch, We're Sorry Apology Tour 2018, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, issue 1 from Mark Waid. And then next up we have from Archie Comics, oddly enough, the comic Archie, issue 31. Again, Mark Waid. Seeing a connection here. And then next up from Marvel, we have Astonishing X-Men, issue 12, by Mark Waid. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not by Mark Waid. And then from DC, we have issue 48 of Batman, gearing up for the wedding between he and Catwoman. And this one's The Best Man, issue 48. And then here's kind of an idea of the variant cover. DC's been kicking tail with these near virgin art cover variants that they've been doing. Really, really phenomenal. And these are available only by coming in and purchasing. Do not call me and ask me to hold it, or I will hunt you down and punch you in the groin. All right, next up, also from DC, part of the prelude to the wedding is Batman, Nightwing vs. Hush, Prelude to the Wedding, Part 2. And then we have from Marvel, Ben Reilly, The Scarlet Spider, issue 19. Then from Image Publishing, a lovely, lovely book, great comic series by Rick Remender, Black Science, and this is issue 36. Quite a few of our regulars read Black Science and will be appropriately excited that that is in. Next up from DC, we have Bombshells United, issue 19. And then part of our Mark Waid tour, we have issue 703 of Captain America by Mark Waid. I think you're beginning to catch on. Maybe you're not. You could be dim-witted. We don't know. All right, next up from Aftershock Comics, we have Cold War, issue 5, Mind Blown. That's what that is. Okay, and then from DC, we have issue 3 of Curse of the Brimstone. And that's a pretty cool cover, I have to admit to you. All right, then we have, next up, from DC, issue 23 of Cyborg. I think it's dealing with Titan. And then, of course, there's the issue 23 of Cyborg variant cover, which is gorgeous. Also in the top 5 best covers this week. The next one is a Marvel title written mainly about Mr. Fox called Dazzler. And it is issue 1. So, there you are. Now from Marvel, highly anticipated on the heels of the movie, we have That There Deadpool. And That There Deadpool is issue number 1. And what do we say about That There Deadpool? He funny. Deadpool funny. All right. And since Scotty Young is involved, of course there is a Scotty Young variant, which is gorgeous. Next up from Image, quite a few of us are reading this as well. Death or Glory by Rick Remender, issue 2. Very, very good book. Next up from DC, we have Deathstroke issue 32. And then the issue 32 variant cover of Deathstroke. Again, in the top 5 for best covers this week. Then from Dark Horse Publishing, we have issue 4 of Dr. Star and the Kingdom of Lost Tomorrows. And that's part of the Black Hammer series. Jeff Lemire's writing that. Very in-depth world they're creating there. Very well written. If you haven't jumped onto that, that might be something fun for you to read. Then next up from Marvel, part of our Mark Waid extravaganza, Doctor Strange, issue 1, written by, you guessed it, Mark Waid. Yes, we own stock in Mark Waid, so we are ordering a lot of his comics. Then from DC and Hanna-Barbera, Exit Stage Left, The Snagglepuss Chronicles, issue 6 even. And we do carry variant covers for Exit Stage Left, The Snagglepuss Chronicles, issue 6 even. Sorry. Alright, next up from Boom Publishing, we have Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers, issue 10. Part of the Shattered Grid that has been kicking tail. And one of the 2 variants we received is this beauty right here. And that is gorgeous. And then next up we have from DC, Green Arrow, issue 41. Again, really cool cover. And again, the variant cover is in our top 5 for best covers. And next up, we have from DC, Green Lanterns, issue 48. And part of our ongoing variant covers from DC, there we are. Gorgeous variant cover for Green Lanterns. Then next up, we have Harley Quinn, issue 43. And our winner of this week's best cover contest, the variant cover for Harley Quinn, issue 43. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of work. And then next up from Marvel, we have Hunt for Wolverine, Weapon Lost, issue 2. Then from Keen Spot, we have The Hunters of Salamenstra, issue 10. Salamenstra. 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 All right, there it is. And then from Marvel, part of our restarting We're Sorry Apology tour they've got going on, we have issue 1 of The Immortal Hulk. And the connecting cover variant for that is gorgeous. As you can see, that is issue 1 of The Immortal Hulk in tomorrow. All right. Next up, also from Marvel, is Infinity Countdown, issue 4. DC Comics, Injustice 2, issue 27. Another highly anticipated, lots of you reading this next comic. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I believe it is issue 3, if I'm not mistaken, of Isola from Image Publishing. And probably the most anticipated book of the week, if I had to be honest with you, from DC. And that's Justice League #1 from Scott Snyder. Gorgeous looking book. People are very, very excited. Hot off the heels of his No Justice run. And then the gorgeous variant, which is a tie for #1 best cover of the week. Gorgeous variant cover for Justice League #1. Dark Horse Comics then is up next, and they bring us Koshé the Deathless, and that is issue 6 out of 6, a Mike Mignola book. Like most Mignola, it is beautiful and wonderful. Then DC, Brian Michael Bendis' issue 2 of The Man of Steel. A lot of people refer to Mr. Fox that way, as The Man of Steel. Then from Image Publishing, we have Medieval Spawn and Witchblade, issue 2. Pretty cool looking title. And then next up from DC, we have issue 45 of Nightwing. And again, the gorgeous Virgin Art variants for DC. As you can see, the Nightwing variant is beautiful. Next up, we have the October Faction, Supernatural Dreams, issue 4. Several of you have been reading every bit of those series, and they have been really, really good. Next up, for people who like Saga, or Why the Last Man, or many, many other titles that he's written, Brian K. Vaughan's Paper Girls, issue 21. And then from Titan Comics, we have Penny Dreadful. That looks pretty cool. I'm kind of flabbergasted by that cover. And I'm sorry, the next one is Dynamite Publishing's Sherlock Holmes, The Vanishing Man, issue 2. Aftershock Comics, which are really starting to come on and get better and better and better. Shipwreck, number 6. Image Publishing brings us Spawn, issue 286. And then Marvel brings us Star Wars, issue 49. And one of the runners-up for best cover this week in some people's votes, not necessarily Mr. Fox's, but I cannot deny it is a gorgeous variant cover, is the variant for Star Wars 49, and that is Palpatine. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 3 of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Then from Dark Horse, quite a few of you have been highly anticipating this. Issue 1 of The Sword Daughter, Brian Wood, Brian K. Vaughan. She Brightly Burns, I believe, is the subtitle of that. It looks pretty interesting. Next up from IDW, we have issue 83 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then next up from DC, we have issue 1 of The Unexpected. And then from Valiant Publishing, which if you're not reading Valiant, there's something wrong with you. We have issue 2 of Valiant High. And then next up from Image Publishing, The Walking Dead, issue 180. And it is also issue 6 out of the 6 comic run that they called New World Order. So that will be the last one of the New World Order. And then from Marvel, we have issue 19 of Weapon X. From DC, we have Wonder Woman, Annual, number 2. And then from Marvel, we have X-Men Gold, issue 29. And also from Marvel, we have X-Men Red, issue 5. And not show you the Marvel variant covers that are lovely as well. That was also in the running, the X-Men Red variant cover. And then last but not least, a great book, Frank Miller's Xerxes, The Fall of the House of Darius and the Rise of Alexander. Those of you that enjoyed 300, it's kind of following up on that story there. That seems to be the comic book order this week at Fox's. Lots of cool figurines and things arrived as well. Come in and see us tomorrow on Thursday, June 6th. Thanks so much.